Besties, it is the end of National Library Week here in the United States. And if you don't know, what that means is that tomorrow is Indie Bookstore Day. So here in my area, we are having something known as the Indie Bookstore Crawl. Okay. So if you've not done one of these, basically it's kind of like a bar crawl, but it's for bookstores and specifically indie bookstores. There are on the agenda 10 bookstores that we have to visit this weekend in order to get put into the pot to win prizes, to say that we did it, we completed the whole thing. I'm going to do all 10 of them. I'm a little bit crazy. So let me just get through a couple of housekeeping things really quickly before we get started on our adventure, right? The first thing is I have decided this is a good time to start using my gimbal. I've actually had a gimbal for a while now, and I'm deathly afraid of using it. There's so many parts and pieces to it, and I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, there's like 100 things on this thing. I think I've got it set to go. Hopefully it doesn't destroy my footage. We're gonna find out. If you're watching this video right now and the footage looks terrible, it's the gimbal's fault, but I'm going to edit it and air it either way. Number 2 on the housekeeping list. My schedule is absolutely insane. Let me put it on the screen right here, okay? The schedule for the weekend is absolutely insane. And the schedule was made based on the opening and closing times of the stores, plus their distance from my house. One thing that they did is, even though this is a local indie bookstore crawl, one of the stores is an hour and 30 minutes away. It's actually like an hour and 45 minutes, but I was able to make the route so that I'd be 30 minutes closer to that side of where I need to go before I go. If you're familiar with the area, I live in Raleigh, and one of the bookstores that they added to the RDU, Raleigh-Durham bookstore crawl, is in Fayetteville. Fayetteville is not close to here. But anyway, listen, I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to do it. Nobody's forcing me to do this. I just want to do it. So we got to stay on task. We got to stay on schedule. That should help us with housekeeping task number 3, which is your girl's not supposed to be buying books. I know. I'm not supposed to be buying books. It's crazy that I am going on a bookstore crawl because I'm going to buy books. But my goal was never to deprive myself of ever buying a book ever. My goal was to stop buying so many useless books. And I have kind of like set up a way that I think I can accomplish said task. I have 5 types of books that I'm allowed to buy, just in general, not just for the bookstore crawl, but in general, that will not actually contribute to my buying books in excess problem that I have. And I'm going to list them for you right now. Okay, ready? So the first one is auto buy authors. If it's an auto buy author, it's an auto buy author. If they publish it, I'm going to buy it. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be what it's going to be. Full transparency, I have 3 auto buy authors right now. We're not looking to add to that list. You really have to earn your place on this list. My 3 are Kennedy Ryan, Forever and Ever, V.E. Schwab, and newly anointed onto the list is Taylor Jenkins Reid's. Whose name I always say like that, even though it's Taylor Jenkins Reid. Okay, there's multiple Jenkins, there's one Reid. The second type of book that I can buy, no questions asked, is a shelf trophy. So if I've already read it from the library or Audible or Kindle Unlimited or whatever, and I loved it, I need a copy for myself. Buy, purchase. The third is pre-established anticipated reads. So this doesn't mean get in the car, go to Barnes, see a book that I think is cute and be like, yeah, I anticipate reading that. That is not what that is. I actually have a list in my phone. The list is called Look Out on the Books. I don't know why it's called that, but whatever. There are 13 books on this list. So those 13 books could get us through the book haul. Category number 4 would be books that are next in a series that I am reading. So if I'm already reading it and I am in the middle of book 3, I can buy book 4 because I know I'm going to read it sometime very soon. I can get that. The 5th and final category of books that I am allowed to buy unencumbered would be a book club pick. That being said, what we're going to do for the indie bookstore crawl is we are going to try very, very hard to only purchase 1 book at each store. I'm like 85% sure I can stick to that. That's as much confidence as I have. That's as much confidence as I can give you guys. Okay. I'm going to pack up my bags, my camera bag, all that stuff. I'm going to be the crazy girl with the big camera. I'm going to insert a picture of what this gimbal setup looks like so you guys can see what kind of crazy I'm talking about. All right. So I will see you guys out there on the road, on the crawl.
We are at stop number 1.
So the first stop on our tour is page 158 Books, which is in downtown Wake Forest. They also have right next door, which is like part of their space, something called the Listening Room, which is where they hold book clubs, where they have author talks and other special events. It's also the home of the Living Tree, which is like a food joint. And so if you're going to an author talk or a special event, you can actually order food for yourself in advance to have it ready for you and waiting when it's time for the event to start. So this is one of my favorite places to go. And if you want to go book shopping and you don't want anybody else to bother you, right next door, there's like a bowling alley arcade bar sort of situation. So the whole fam can go over here and you can just go book shopping. All right.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I have no idea what the camera can see right now, but I am going to put my page 158 purchase away. We'll do a haul at the end of the video. Okay, lighting is terrible. And I also don't have the microphone, so I think that the audio on this video might be a little bit whack. But anyway, lighting is terrible, so don't worry about that. We are parked in the public parking lot behind Blackbird Books. Page 158 was great. It didn't take me, this is like the height of traffic on a Friday afternoon. It actually didn't take me that long to get here. And I did not look up parking before I ventured here. I'm happy to say that it wasn't actually that complicated to find parking. So I'm about to pay. You have to like pay on your phone to park. Session ends in 12 hours. Okay. And at page 158, I had like $20 in credit somehow, like in like coupon credit. I don't even know. Apparently I've been shopping at 158. So I got my book for $20 off and it was only like $32. So I think I paid $12 for it. So we're off to a grand start. Let me head into Blackbird and we'll get one more book there. Yay. Oh, wait, hold on. Can't forget, we have our bookmark. Isn't that awesome? All right, I gotta go get this stamped. We're gonna look both ways before we cross the street. That way too. And then we're gonna pay attention to where we're going. Shockingly, this is my first time actually making it out to Blackbird. I always want to go, but the problem for me is that it's like nestled in downtown Raleigh, in a historic district, but still it's downtown Raleigh, and I get the hives when I think about going to downtown Raleigh. But anyway, it's worth the drive and it's worth finding parking because this is a bookstore that is focused on female, queer, Black, Indigenous, and other minority groups. And it has a really top-notch espresso and tea bar with baked goods from a local bakery. So when I say community focused, I really do mean community focused. They also have some of the best community events, including Silent Book Club, which I am determined to make it out to one of these days. Thank you. So we're leaving Blackbird now and we're heading to the third and last store for tonight, which is going to be Quail Ridge. We started off behind schedule, but honestly, we're going to be ahead of schedule and I'm going to get home early tonight, which is nice. I met the loveliest person here. Her name is Sarah. From downtown to midtown, the third and final stop for Friday night was Quail Ridge Books. Now listen, Quail Ridge has a special place in my heart. First of all, Quail Ridge is basically as old as I am. It's only 1 year younger than I am, and it has remained an independent bookstore the whole entire time. Imagine. Anyway, this is one of the best places to go in this area when you are looking for a good author talk experience. They have got it down at Quail Ridge Books, okay? This is where I went to go see Kennedy Ryan. This is where I went to go see Danielle Allen. This is where I have met friends who are like now my texting best friends, and we plan to meet up at future events all the time. So this is great. They also have a lift chair in here. So if you need to go to the second floor and you are unable to navigate the stairs, there's a lift for you that you can take, and they have an extensive selection of books and gifts and cards, and there's even a cozy little fireplace you can sit near. I don't think they've ever lit it, but whatever. There's also tons and tons and tons of places to eat nearby because this is at North Hills. So when I say Midtown, I basically mean a second version of downtown. Also, how cool would it be? You can't see it through the trees, but right up there, there's places to live. Okay, we have done 3 stores. I don't know if you can hear me because there are cars behind me, but just in case you can, I've done 3 stores for the night and it is time to go home. I'm actually done a little bit early. I wasn't planning on being done for like another hour, but we're done early. So we're gonna go home and we're gonna take a shower. It's hot and sweaty out here. We're gonna regroup for tomorrow. Yeah, so far 3 stores, 3 books. I'm sticking to it, okay? Okay, on to bookstore number 4, I think, and this is the next day, so we are on official indie bookstore day. We started the day off at the grand opening of Brightside Books and Wine, which is also in downtown Raleigh. This is technically like their second grand opening because they had a temporary location in a slightly different spot downtown, which was called the Prologue. And now here we are at the permanent location that is fully open and ready for business. Grand opening was chaotic, but I have been back to this location since the grand opening weekend, and I'm happy to report that it was a lot calmer. So definitely go check them out. They have a good selection of romance books. It is a romance-only bookstore. I think it's our only romance-only bookstore. So there you go. Okay, y'all, it is day 2. I first went to the grand opening of Brightside Books and Wine. I did not record an intro clip before I got there because I was like a bundle of nerves. First, I don't even know what my nerves were about. I was just like anxious this morning. So whatever. But I got it done. And we're now on to our second stop of today, which is Alleyway Books. This is a used bookstore in Apex, North Carolina. And I've been here before. It's super tiny and they have kind of a limited selection. So I'm going to be hard pressed to find a book that fits my criteria, but we're gonna see what we can do. What I might do is I might end up getting like a cute little bookmark because I remember they had super cute bookmarks there last time. And if we're being honest, I am sure that at some point, hint, hint, that I'll probably break my 1 book per store rule. So it's okay if I don't get a book from here, but I need my bookmark to get stamped. Let's go to Alleyway, and then we have 2 more stores to go to today. And then we're gonna wrap it up because I want to get home. I want to read my books. Like, this is super fun, but Saturdays are like my day to read my books, edit my videos, and being out all freaking day just going to bookstores kind of cuts into that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out here creating content and I'm out here like living my best life buying books, but A, not even really supposed to be buying books, and B, I prefer to be at home reading books. Listen, it is what it is. So like I just said, this is Alleyway. It is a used bookstore. It's in downtown Apex. Now, one thing to know is downtown Apex is under construction right now. Yo, I need them to get it together. All the businesses are still open for business. However, just know you're going to be walking on gravel and parking is kind of a nightmare at the current moment. As soon as that project is done, this is going to be the spot to be in Apex. One thing I do like about this is that you can shop their book selection online and you can have them set aside whatever it is that you find that you want for in-store pickup, which you don't often find that at used bookstores, and that would alleviate a lot of my anxiety around used book shopping. Okay, we are at Fable, which is like one of my favorite places to go. It's a little bit unfortunate that it's kind of far away from my house, so I like don't get to go here as often as I want to, but it's super cute. So let me just take you on a little tour. I'm here super early according to my schedule, so I'm going to stop and have a bite to eat before I book shop. So, because they have a cafe. It's books and coffee and cafe or whatever. Okay, then we have Fable, which I told you is like one of my favorites. It is in Holly Springs. I don't know if this is technically downtown, but it's like across the street from downtown Holly Springs. So anyway, it's actually an old house that was renovated into a bookstore. Some of my favorite things are the children's book room. I don't have kids, but I still love that they have this little cubby hole that you can kind of like crawl through, and there's like a play area and you crawl through to the children's books. But also, you'll walk through the house and you'll find different spaces, like the kitchen was converted into the cafe, and then upstairs, up the death stairs, there's all of the adult fiction, and then there's also a room where I think you can reserve it, but they call it like the study hall or something like that, and you can reserve it for if you want to have book club meetings, if you want to go in there and study, you want to go in there and work, whatever it is.
It's bad skills.
Every single step I step on the bottom of my pants, so I'm like
Oh, look, it's considered a balance exercise.
They're not. We call them the death stairs. Like, here we go. Like I said, this is like across the street from downtown. So if you don't find parking in their backyard, which I've always found parking in their backyard, you can just park downtown and walk right across the street to them. And every time I've been here, there's always been something going on in downtown. So you can do more than just go to the bookstore when you drive out to Holly Springs. Also, I would just like to put in an endorsement for their deluxe breakfast sandwich. It's delicious. I've had it twice now and I've had zero regrets. And you should definitely check out the food and drink at the cafe when you're there. Okay, I made it through 3 stores. I am extremely ahead of schedule because it is 2:10 and I was originally scheduled to get to this store at 2 o'clock, have time to eat and find a book. But I'm done. So, we're still going strong. I have 1 book per store visited. We're now going to drive an hour and like 20 minutes to the last store of the day. This is the Fayetteville location. Not pleased about this drive. You know how much gas costs these days? My goodness. Gas is going to cost me probably $2. Anyway, let's hit the road. I should mention that I am listening. I got to turn the car on. It's hot as Hades in here. I should mention that I have been listening to, well, yesterday I was listening to the end of How to Train Your Dragon. So I finished that book on my bookstore crawl yesterday. And today I have been listening to Yellowface on my drive. So I have made it 3.5 hours into an 8.5 hour book. So, but anyway, yes, that's what's happening on the book crawl. My battery's about to die on this camera, so I'm going to hit the road, get to the next location, change the battery. You guys will see the last store, and then we'll pick up again the day after. Sounds good? All right. I'm having so much fun, by the way. All right, I made it all the way out to downtown Fayetteville for Bound and Vine. Now, I have been hearing about this place for a while, but it's in Fayetteville, and I'm not driving to Fayetteville for books and wine because I got books and wine basically at home. But anyway, I'm actually excited that I was basically forced to drive out to Fayetteville to see this place because, first of all, I think we can all agree that this place is super vibey. Like, look at this. It's gorgeous. Gorgina. And second of all, they also have like the coolest public restrooms I've ever seen. So since it was a long drive, I used their bathroom. You should do the same thing.
For the protagonist, are you feeling pepperoni or salami?
Ooh, can we double up that one?
Salami and pepperoni. One of each, correct? The supporting role, cheddar or pepper jack?
Ooh, let's go pepper jack. Although cheddar is too deep too. We'll put pepper jack.
Pepper jack it is. So for the arc, today we are offering mixed nuts or crackers.
Let's do crackers, please.
Crackers it is. We don't have a plot twist in our story today, so we're going to move on to the epilogue and go with strawberry pretzels or chocolate almond bark.
Let's do the strawberry pretzels.
Strawberry pretzels it is.
They also have a membership. And so if you see up above in the shots, you see like chairs and railing up at the top. That's for members only. If you are a member, you can go up there and relax whenever you want to. You can also reserve the space if you want to have your book club meeting up there. And I think membership also comes with a free book every single month as well. So super cool place. And I'm glad that I was finally, quote, forced into going to check it out. Okay, I'm leaving Bound and Vine. They gave me a rose. Isn't this pretty? I got my 1 book and now it's time to drive home, which is a good hour and 40 minutes away from here. I don't even know if the computer, this is a camera. I don't even know if the camera can see me. Got a little bar action. We are in downtown Fayetteville, I think, yeah. All right, on to the final day of this book crawl. So, First, we started at Epilog Books, which is in Chapel Hill. This is basically in the center of UNC Chapel Hill. So if you are at all squeamish about driving into the middle of a college campus, don't be. I actually found parking. So what we determined was that Sunday mornings is the best time to go to this place if you want to find decent parking. Okay, that being said, they also have like the best selection of books that are not like your mainstream books. I mean, don't get me wrong, they did have mainstream books there as well, but they had a lot of books that you would classify as either banned books, as queer books, as just kind of like off the beaten path. They had lots of independently published books as well. And that's just the side with the new books. There's also the side with the used books. I mean, I don't know what more you could ask for from a bookstore. Except, you know what I could ask for? I could ask for them to be open like super late at night. Although I'm saying that, and let me just say that they're open till like 8 p.m. on most days. So that's kind of late for a bookstore. So we may have just found the holy grail of indie bookstores in this area. I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Okay, it is day 2. It is 23 degrees cooler today than it was yesterday, which is absolutely bananas. We have 3 stores to hit today. I've already hit one of them. I was running late this morning, and I have friends who are joining me today on the journey, so I didn't have time to like do any intro footage for the day before we got there. But we're here at the second store, which is super freaking cute. It's in this cute little village, and like right next door, there's this place to eat, which I don't have time to eat there, but it's called like the Twisted Goat or something. And it has like wine and beer and pizza. I don't know. I'll show you a little thing of it as we walk up to it. But yes, let's head into McIntyre Books and McIntyre's Books. I don't know, something like that, and see what they have to offer. And yeah, okay, cool.
The Belted Goat, and this is McIntyre's Books. This is super cute. Definitely have to come back here when I have time to chill out. Look at this. Look at this ridiculousness. Hello, sir. What are you reading today? All right, so McIntyre's, I think, is the only bookstore on this book crawl that I had not already heard of prior to the RDU book crawl being announced. So, very pleasant find. I mean, the store was super cute. Even the area that it's in was super freaking cute, like Farrington Village, if you've ever been there or heard of it. Adorable. And I used to work out here, so I'm a little bit upset that I didn't know about this place when I used to work out here. Anyways, they also had this really cool room where I'm assuming they do kind of like author talks and things. I'm curious to know what's upstairs in the closed library. Like, can I reserve that area for something, for book club perhaps? There's the children's room right when you walk in, and there's also what I think maybe was like a living room at some point because it has a fireplace in it. And honestly, if I could just sit in that room on like a rainy, cozy day with a hot cup of coffee and read my book in there, you wouldn't be able to kick me out. Anyway, so I'm very, very excited that I discovered this place, and I can't wait to go back. They did tell me that during the summer, there's like a lot of cool things that happen in Farrington Village, the like shopping center / living area that they are in. And so I can't wait to go spend some summer Fridays there and just check out what's going on. Okay, I'm at McIntyre's. This is the penultimate book stop. I have so many books in my hand and I need to make a decision, but I don't know what to do. They have this cute, cozy room with the couch and a fireplace, and I'm like, this is the living room, right? Love, love, love. So let me quickly just show you the books that I have. First of all, I have Allegra Goodman's This Is Not About Us. This is actually on my list, so this is technically in the approved purchasing category. I also have Emily St. John Mandel's Sea of Tranquility. This is also on the approved list of things I can buy. Now, this one is not, it was not technically on my like anticipated reads, but everyone I've talked to has been like, Ken is incredible, and so like I kind of really want this, and it's anticipated now. But listen, your girl did her thing, which is randomly picking up books that sound good. And Honey in Her Veins, I don't know, this sounded incredible. So I'm like, I really want that one. And then I keep hearing so much good things about this, the miniatures assistant. Plus I love the feel of this book. It feels really nice. So I don't know what to do because I'm like, I only can have one book, but there's a lot of books here that I want. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I think I'm gonna say no to Emily St. John Mandel because I got her other book yesterday. Don't need to get that one. Easy peasy. Now what do I do about the rest of these? I mean, I would put this book back, but it's a signed first edition, so like, come on, girl. But the question is, am I gonna read this anytime soon if I get it? I don't know. Oh, so maybe. Honey in Her Veins. I really want to read this one. It's blurred by Adrienne Young. Love. But I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add this to my TBR on Goodreads so that I can pick it up another time. So we're gonna say no to that one. Now there's these two. Allegra Goodman. I read Isola and I loved it. This is also signed. And I'm like, oh. So that's a strong maybe. And then the miniatures assistant, like, oh, I don't know, you guys. I think I really want this book. Oh, I only have one more store to go, and I'm like, I can make it to my goal of only buying one book per store. But the impetus, the desire to just not give a fuck and do what I want to do is very strong. Is this where I break? What do I do? Oh, okay, I'm gonna make some decisions off camera. We're gonna see what happens. Anyway, let me go make some decisions, and then we have one more store to get to. And we're meeting another bestie at the other store. Lindsay's gonna be at the other store, so okay, all right. The last stop is Daughters in Durham, and I think all the besties are gonna be here. We got some people from book club coming, we got bestie Kelly's over here. She brought bestie Emily with her, like it's going down. I forgot about that. I did forget about that actually. Oh yeah, you weren't at the first book club.
Oh, at the book club, okay. She was dedicated. Yeah. And so, for me, with that experience, it is not out of the norm of what I would expect.
They've got 2 different cafes, you'll see what I mean in just a second, with an extensive coffee menu. They got tchotchkes, they got baked goods, they got blind dates with a book. I would like another strawberry espresso, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Some pancake?
Yes, please.
Dry flowers?
Oh, thank you.
Would you like music?
Yes, please. Got a little collection going on here.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Who's the boss here?
$12.
$12?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's actually a pretty good deal. Here you go.
Thank
Thank you. Okay, I'm only supposed to get one, but I'm gonna get 2 because this is my last stop, and it's gonna be fine. We're gonna complete the bookmark. It's done! I win! It's okay, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I have reasons. I have reasons and justifications. They threatened me. They said they wouldn't punch this unless I got 2 books because I'm the last stop. So it's totally not my fault. It's the bookseller's fault. See? She didn't disagree with me. She just heard me. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, besties, the RDU book crawl has come to a close. A time was had. Now it's time to figure out if I was able to stick to my rules for myself or not. I was only allowed to buy 1 book per store visited. There were 10 stores on the list. I made it to all 10 of them. And you know, let's see the books. Let's have a mini book haul because there's not that many books as you can see here. Starting with Friday. On Friday, I went to page 158 in Wake Forest. This was my first stop, and I got a book that was on my anticipated reads list. It is London Falling by Patrick Radden Keefe. Page 158, I got one book. Then I went to downtown Raleigh and I stopped at Blackbird Books and Coffee, and I only got one book there. I got The Redo List, which is a shelf trophy. I read this book at the beginning of the year as an e-arc from NetGalley, and I absolutely freaking loved it. Ate this up, delicious, loved everything about it, and now I own a copy of it. My last stop of the evening on Friday was at Quail Ridge Books in Raleigh, which Raleigh Midtown, I guess we're calling it nowadays. And I love Quail Ridge. I go there quite frequently. I have a membership there. So I picked up The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, which is a book club read. So on the first day of the book crawl, I was successful with my goal of only buying one book per store. And the books that I bought all met the criteria that I know I laid out for you guys at the beginning of the video. Then we got to Saturday. My first stop was at Brightside Books and Wine, which is also, it's on like the outskirts of downtown Raleigh. So that one had their grand opening on Saturday morning. So I was one of the first couple of people in line, like first 50, I think. And I managed to pick up The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop. Now, this is the next in a series, and it's an anticipated read. So this met 2 check marks. So I got this one. Now, I did go a little off the rails when I was at Brightside, okay? I fully bought 2 books at Brightside, but in just a second, you're going to see how that worked out for me. So I also got Frozen by Stardust, which is the last one in a series. Have I started this series? No. Do I own every book in this series? Yes. I don't really have much else to say about that other than I waited too long to get book 1, and now I can't get it in the matching sprayed edges. And so it sadly is just a plain book, and all of the rest of them are sprayed edges. So I had to buy book 5 before it too went out of print. So I got it because it just came out recently and I couldn't run the risk of not having the sprayed edge version. I also happened to have been one of the first like 50-ish people or something like that in the door at Brightside, which means I got a free gift from them. And that included a free ARC copy of a book called Trope Sick. It releases in June. So that was a freebie. Also, part of my freebie were these super cute glasses, some stickers, and a bookmark came in that little package. That was my gift. And also some annotating tabs. So that's what they gave me for being there early, bright and early for their grand opening. While I was there, they had vendors on site, and there was a vendor called Cosmic Paper Studio. Love her. And I bought this from her because I would like to keep track of what I'm supposed to be reading on what day. That probably sounds neurotic to you, but when I have like video projects going on and I need to know like what I need to read by what date so that I can put it in a video so that I can, all that, it's helpful to just kind of know day by day what the plan is and like how many pages I need to get there. So that's how I plan on using this. After Brightside, I trekked over to Alleyway Books, which was the used bookstore. They did not have a single book that fit any of my categories. I did purchase a bookmark from there. I gave it to my husband. It looks like a sock. He already opened it and put it in his book. It's kind of an inside joke between us because he never takes his socks upstairs. He just leaves them in the living room. So I bought him a sock bookmark. Anyway, so that's how buying a second book from Brightside kind of balances out. I'm still at only 1 book purchase per store visited. After that, I went to Fable, which is one of my favorite indie bookstores in the area, even though they have death stares that try to kill you. And I picked up Emily St. John Mandel's Station 11. It's recently added to my anticipated reads list, but I am super excited to read this. And I honestly want to read like all of her books because they all sound really good and intriguing. And then I trekked all the way to Fayetteville. Now I have feelings about having to go to Fayetteville for what is called the Raleigh-Durham book crawl, but I went because I'm not gonna not get my bookmark stamped. And while I was there, I picked up Big Girl Blitz, which is the 3rd in the Danielle Allen series. I have books 1 and 2. I have read book 1. I have both of those signed, and I really need to read book 2. But now I have a complete set. So the next time I see Danielle Allen in person, I'm going to have her sign this one so that my set is completely signed. So that was how I ended day 2, or the Saturday. And I was still on target for 1 book per store. We're doing great. And I'm feeling good about this. I feel like I have done such a good job with this challenge and controlled myself. I didn't buy any books that were off the list. I didn't buy excessive a number of books. We're doing good. We're doing great. I started the morning a little bit late and I went to Epilog Books in Chapel Hill. It's like right in the middle of UNC, in their campus somewhere. And we had a grand time. I had a little bit of breakfast and some coffee, and I was able to pick up a shelf trophy of a book that I read last year. And it is it's an independent press published book. So I've really not seen it in stores anywhere. And so I was excited to find it at Epilog, and I picked it up and I'm excited to put it on my shelf. And that is Cry Voidbringer by Elaine Ho. I also was able to convince the bookseller to let me have the ticket talker. What are these things called? They have a name, but because I just thought it was so beautifully done. I don't know if it will focus on this at all, but I thought it was so beautifully done, and the handwriting on it is impeccable, and I really wanted it. And to be honest, I considered stealing it. And then I was like, don't steal from the bookstore, girl. That's crazy. So I very politely asked for it, and the bookseller was very nice and said that since I was such an honest person, they would let me have it just this one time. No one ever really lets you take those things home because they reuse them, and I respect that. But girl, I wanted it. Okay. And then after that, we raced over to Pittsburgh and we went to McIntyre Books. McIntyre Books was the cutest place ever. I'm pretty sure I have footage there of me like really debating on what I was going to do, like what book I was going to get. And in the end, I ended up picking up Allegra Goodman's This Is Not About Us. It was really, really close between this and Tayari Jones's Kin, which just came out and everybody says is incredible. But I picked this one up. It is a signed edition and I'm excited to add this to my collection. I really am excited to read it, if we're being honest. Adding it to my collection is one thing, but reading it, I'm very excited for. So despite having like 100 books that I was debating between at that store, I managed to just get the one. Friends, we were doing so good. I went to the very last store. Okay? Daughters in Durham. And I was having a very tough time. There were multiple besties there. So in addition to Kelly and Emily, Bestie Heather and Bestie Lindsay also met me there. So we were having a good time. And Kelly, Heather, and Lindsay are all in Tacos and Tequila. So we took a little book club group photo. And I really was struggling. They didn't have a lot of the books that I have on my anticipated reads list. They didn't have any books that were like shelf trophy worthy. And I was even working with the bookseller. I was like, okay, do you have this book? Do you have this book? Do you have anything by this author? Like, what do you have in stock? And they really just didn't have anything that was on my approved purchase list. So what ended up happening was I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is there are books that I really, really want and I really, really want to read, but I've been restraining myself from adding them to the anticipated reads list because if I added everything that I feel like I really, really want to read, it would not be an anticipated reads list. It would be my Goodreads TBR list, okay, which is like 800 books long. That's excessive. So I had a couple of books that I've been wanting to add to that. And I picked those up to kind of see like, what can I do? What makes the most sense for me? So one of those books, Kelly pointed out that at every store I went to, I was like salivating over this book. And so that means I probably should just get it, right? And that is Thistlemarsh. And I mean, she's gorgeous. I've heard really good things about this book. The story sounds super interesting, but I had to go ahead and pick that up. Now, I was going to just leave it there, but I also had A Far-Flung Life in my hand. And the bookseller told me that because it was my last stop on the book crawl, I had to get 2 books to celebrate. And because I was so good at all the other stores and only got 1 book, I earned a treat. Now, could I have refused and only got 1 book? Sure. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I have been very good. It could have been that I was buying 8 books to reward myself, but I got 1 book to reward myself. And so I feel like I did really, really good. So that was Sunday, and I did very well for myself, even though I broke the rules at the last stop. So I had 3 days to hit 10 bookstores, and the goal was to purchase 10 books. I purchased 11 books and I received 1 book for free. I'm going to call that a moderate success. I also picked up one thing at McIntyre's, which I thought was the funniest sticker ever. It says, I don't know. Let's see if it focuses. It says, I got to see the candy first, then I get in the van. I'm not stupid. I thought that was really funny. So I picked that up. The other thing that I got, I think I bought this at Fable actually. And this is the bag that all of the bookstores that were participating had in stock basically. And it just says shop indie, shop local. And I think this one is super freaking cute. It felt like an appropriate purchase. So all in all, not too shabby. I'm excited that I completed the whole thing and I can't wait to do it again next year. With that being said.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry, but you can't end this way because there's some questions that you did not at all answer. And so I'll do the thing that you weren't going to do. Of the places you went, which one was the best? Top one, top two?
Ooh, well, they were all fabulous. I will say I am like actively making plans to go back to McIntyre's in Pittsburgh because the store was vibes. The whole like area of Farrington Village was highly vibes. Like it was just beautiful there. And I really want to take book club there, like as an outing so that we're not just always at the house. So McIntyre's, I really want to go back. Number two, I'm gonna say the Fayetteville store, Bound and Bind. It was beautiful in there. I know they don't always have the charcuterie people there, but I love that they had them there. I wish that I could have partaken in their wine bar, but I had to drive back to Raleigh, which is not close to Fayetteville. I felt like the place was very vibe heavy there, and I could see myself hanging out there for like hours at a time.
Of those bajillion books you bought well above the cap, which one is your most anticipated read?
It was one above the cap. Thank you very much. One, just a singular book above the cap. My most anticipated read. I can only pick one?
Yep.
London Falling, I think is the nonfiction one is pretty high on the list, but I'm also The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop. Ooh, which one would I pick between the two of them? I think I'm going to go with The Art of Falling by Natasha Bishop because this is a second book in a series. And if this one is anything like that first book, it's going to be incredible. It's just like pure Black love. And it doesn't have any like Black people specific struggle in it, which like to me, that is like the perfect romance book. So I'm just hoping for a reprisal of the specific energy that she gave off in that first book. But the nonfiction, shockingly, is a very close second place.
Now, an uncomfortable question. Of the places you went to, of the things that you've seen and experienced, what was the biggest letdown?
Ooh. So not like a bookstore, but like
It could be. Just of the whole experience you had.
Okay, I think this answer is going to be very interesting. So let me preface this by saying I am not referring to the bookstore itself as being a letdown. I actually loved the bookstore, but this is called the RDU book crawl. That is Raleigh-Durham. That's our airport is called RDU. That's why it's called RDU. So I really was expecting this to be Raleigh-Durham bookstores. And I would even go ahead and say I'm totally fine with the bookstores that are in the cities or towns that are surrounding Raleigh and Durham. But having to trek to Fayetteville to go to a bookstore for the RDU book crawl really, like, I don't say I got angry because like nobody's forcing me to do any of this, but I was like, how? Like, why would we have to drive to Fayetteville for this? I will say I am glad that I did because I discovered a store that I like, and the store was top notch. Like, I literally just named it as one of my top bookstores. But being that it was called the RDU book crawl, I didn't appreciate needing to drive to Fayetteville in order to get my bookmark completed. So that kind of just like set me up for something. And I was like, I don't know about this. The other problem with that is that I had to drive to Fayetteville, which is like an hour and 30 minutes away. And it's a books and wine store. And I couldn't have wine because I had to drive back home. Like, how was I going to get home? So I couldn't really enjoy the full experience there. So I guess to me, like, that was probably the most negative part of it, even though I discovered a beautiful bookstore out of it.
Okay. Well, I'm curious now, did that negative experience diminish the overall thing? Like, is this something you would do again? Or if you did do it again, what would you change?
Oh, so I would totally do this again. And in fact, I'm going to do this again. I think the primary thing that I would change is I would have someone tagging along with me. Now, don't get me wrong. I drove all of it and I start to finish an audiobook. In fact, I listened to Yellowface. I started it on Friday when I was at page 158 or on the way to page 158. And I finished it today when I pulled into the parking lot at Daughters. And so that's pretty incredible to have finished a whole entire audiobook on just the one trip. And so I was looking at my Libby to see how long I drove for this RDU book crawl, and it says 6 hours and 48 minutes. So there were a couple of minutes here or there where I didn't have the audiobook on. So I would say I did a total of 7 hours of driving to complete this. I think the thing that I would do differently, in addition to having like tag-alongs, people come with me, is I would also add in a couple of other stores. So I like literally drove by some stores in order to get to these stores because I was like so worried about time and getting my bookmark stamped and all that. And I think that I had time to stop at a couple of other stores and support them on any bookstore day. So that's probably what I would do. I would probably be able to plan a little bit better of a route. And, just I think the planning process would be a little bit easier next year. And so I would plan a little bit differently and I'd make sure someone came along for the ride with me. So yeah, I think those are like my main takeaways from doing it this year.
Now, see, that's how you end this kind of thing. You got to give us the information we need.
Anyway, since you guys made it this far, thanks for hanging out with me and going on this book crawl with me. And if you would not mind, if you could hit the like button, maybe the subscribe button if you have not done that yet, and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you did for Indie Bookstore Day in your city, in your town. Because I would just love to know what everybody else got to do or was able to do or whatever. So, like I said, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in the very next video.